it's interesting because it's like when you listen to that over time, it makes you feel like you do have to place yourself in that situation of the woman that they're talking about. And eventually, you know, those young girls want to follow that example that they see, you know, in the videos and stuff. And they think that's supposed to be me. But I didn't agree with the music that he put out at first, you know, but it's good. I think he did have some other side to him where he opened up about the deeper parts, the deeper emotions that he was feeling. Because he was a young teen himself.
This unfortunate situation is like shedding light on even mental health in the Black community, because he's so young, but he, you know, the alleged domestic violence, like that was his outlet.
As conflicted and complicated and complex as his music was, it's the double-edged sword of we are glorifying a certain type of imagery in, you know, music. You know, the fact that we are glorifying, you know, how much, you know, weight you sell, how many women you have, how many people you've shot and murdered, and yet we are trying to clean up our community and talk about black on black crime and, you know, love, and that's not happening. But then these kids are also expressing their trauma.
I was blessed enough to come from a household where, one, for music, it was just gospel and jazz. So like I wasn't exposed to, you know, rap until I was a little bit older, so I was able to comprehend the lyrics and decide for myself what I'm listening to and what I'm not.
And that's why, you know, so his music was so identifiable, because there are so many, like you said, kids who don't have an outlet or safe spaces or places of healing for their trauma. And like I grew up watching TV and listening to music, like that's how you learn about life.
He's using negative outlets, and unfortunately he has this negative legacy as well as his music that's following him even to the grave. So I feel like this opens up a bigger conversation about our outlets in the Black community, because we don't have access to like psychologists and therapy. So it's just like, you know, and a lot of kids, they are identifying with him because they don't have the same outlets.
And now, you know, women, it's nothing to show parts of our body or to express those things. You know, it's like he gets to shed light on that, but then as humans, we are complex, and we do get to have horrible past and show our growth, because that's where we came from. Like, you come from abuse, you come from, you know, things that, you know, abuse, seeing your father abuse your mother. And so those are learned behaviors or learned conditions, and no, it's wrong, and, you know, or it can be wrong, but he showed his growth, and at least at the end of the life, that's what we all hope, that you could have so much trauma, have so much turmoil, and be, you know, such a battered soul, but still we get to redeem ourselves, right? We still get to have that redemption, and at the end, you still don't, that's usually when some people are taken, you know, right? When they've had that realization, that self-realization of, okay, this is what my purpose is, and we can now use this to have this conversation, to shed that light on like how far music has come, that it went from like, you know, parties and happy and love and everyone loving each other and falling in love to, you know, bitch same shit.
Right. This is what we're paying to listen to. So, you know, of course, if that's what we want to listen to, then that's what they're going to put out all the time.
Right. It's a prison, a pipeline system. We will, you know, we're feeding that machine that's against us.
It is more of a platform for artists to be more raw nowadays, you know, and so that's really interesting too, and that's why I appreciate the fact that XXX Tentacion, excuse me, was able to use his platform, you know, the right way, I want to say, towards the end, you know, before his passing.
Master P, he did a post, and he often talks about this. He always says how the OGs need to teach these young men out here getting in the industry how to approach and how to be a ethical businessman. And he expressed saying that why, when these celebrities die, we wait to give them their flowers. Give them their flowers when they're alive. You know, so I felt like when Tentacion died, all these people were coming out saying, "Oh, we loved you. We've always believed in you. You were just so different." And it was like, well, where were you guys at before?
It also goes to having so much money and access as a young person, like I feel like
Too many yes men.
they just need, and I just feel like they need mentors, because if you're going through all that trauma and then you're getting millions of dollars on top of that, if you don't handle whatever is going on in your life, you're just going to use that money to get the drugs that you want, to get, get the women to just like, to fuck it away, basically, so it's just like, you need like that mentorship, you need someone to give you like the real deal of like, okay, like you signed this $1 million contract, but this is what you really have to do for the next X amount of years. And like you're kind of trapped, or either you're trapped or you're so much into lifestyle that unfortunately you get locked up. So you have these 17, 18, 19-year-old rappers that have that one single, and then either they pass, or they're addicted to drugs, or they're locked up because they don't know how to handle the money and access, because they've never seen that much money in their life. So they don't know how to handle it, they don't know how to budget, they don't know how to invest, and that's also what we need to do. Yeah, that's also what we need to do in the Black community, is invest more and just know how to deal with all that money and access, because it's like you're using all of that for the wrong reasons, and you're still stuck where you were when you can elevate.
In minority groups, unfortunately, those resources for insurance, like you said, for psychology, treatment, or therapy, and whatever other resources that other groups tend to have are not there. And so the focus just becomes about making that money. But then once you get there, and it's whatever way that you get it, whether it's making a hit single or selling drugs on the street and then rapping about it, so we have to talk about it more, within ourselves, to each other, and have that conversation with our kids, because it all comes down to the parenting at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He was able to express his heart and how he really was feeling before he passed away. So he left some type of imprint.
Outlets. Like they don't have the therapy, they don't have safe spaces to talk to. So that identifying with the negative behaviors, and I think this just opens up a conversation about just the Black community in general, and kind of just like cleaning up our mentality, and just in general, like everything that's going on in the world. We just need more light, and we need to really talk about it. And hopefully this will help push the conversation further.